This
that
conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
I
Okay.
don't
Cool.
know.
Any doubts?
No.
Okay. And then Bharat. Ashok.
Yeah, sure. Yesterday, what you discussed?
Yesterday, the same thing which we had already done. No, we were practicing, like Bharat and Venkat were practicing the same thing. The next two commands were executed. The first command was get price you executed, I guess, as much as I remember.
Okay.
After that, the next two commands did you execute? Step two, Acha, you are writing the whole thing, right? Okay. So there were next two commands that we needed to do. That is place bid and close auction.
Okay.
So that we executed. Yeah, we'll do that. So for you. But I have shared that in the drive now.
Okay.
You can just check the command. There are only two lines. That's it. Those are only two lines.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bharat, any questions?
No, Harsha. I'm going through that and I'm good. Okay. We'll follow from today.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. So today I was thinking like I was thinking we'll just learn something new today. Like we can learn how to create private blockchain. So how to create private blockchain. So yeah.
Okay. And in bidding, okay, when we run this one, right, there are some temporary folders is created. Why that one, Harsha?
What you are doing? Truffle in it.
Yeah, truffle in it. Yes, I'm trying to do that truffle in it.
No, don't do the truffle in it thing, right? Because the truffle in it only creates a folder structure for you. Here, when I have given you the drive, I have already created the folder, and within that I have written facts. So at that time, you should not use the command truffle in it.
Okay. So in each temp, I am seeing contracts, migrations, test for directories repeating in the temp. Okay, so each time when I see initialize, it's trying to create a temporary and it's trying to create all this one again.
First of all, actually, it should not create. It should give an error. It should give an error saying that the folders are already there. The folder structure is not empty or something like that. Did it say? Did it say that?
Yeah. Yes. It's my contracts are already exist in this.
Yeah. So that's why you should not do truffle in it over there. That is an invite temporary file we created.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So today I was thinking like we will be doing private blockchains. So can you tell me like what are the reasons that we would be creating a private blockchain? Can anyone tell me some of the reasons?
For security.
Why do you want security? And it's individual businesses. Why do they want to open to the entire world? Their business is for themselves, right?
Correct. That is, so business use case might not demand a public blockchain, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So one thing, and then Ashok.
Yeah, security issues only. For security issues, everyone will access, right? Public blockchains.
So on public blockchains, there is no security issue as such. There is nothing called no issue of security and all.
Means everyone will access, right? Everyone will access without they don't have any requirements. Also, they will access the time waste, right?
They will access our contract. You are saying.
Yes.
But that we can what do we say? We can stop it by using modifiers, right? So by using modifiers, like owner only or company only, administrator only, something like that. If we put a modifier, it is not a big deal.
Okay. While writing the solidity function, where we wrote in a modifier the public owner.
Correct.
It means using that we can control.
Yes. That is one thing, and any other things that you want to add?
Security, they don't want business requirements.
So basically, what happens is that anyhow, while doing a transaction, right? So while doing a transaction, we'll be having our own public keys, correct?
Yes.
So let's say
Yeah.
that me and Bharat are always transacting certain ethers, okay? So when I'm transacting those ethers, it will be on the public blockchain, right? So in that way, other people also can know how much monetary, amount we are sending to each other, correct? So businesses wouldn't be liking it. See, though our identity on the blockchain is pseudonymous by pseudonymity, what I mean is that we are actually identified by an address though. But then let's say there might be a chance wherein, your, what do we say, your address could be tracked to you, you know why do you even want a pseudonymous identity? You want an identity would be changing on the blockchain, right? If same identity is there every time you are transaction, every time you're doing a transaction, maybe people can guess it or something like that. It can be, nowadays there is a lot of technology and all, and people can make out, who is that by giving an address. It's not like everything, but then if they put in lot of effort, the chances are that they will be able to know that Ashok is the owner of this particular address. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why companies while doing B2B businesses, they do not want to put it onto the
Yeah.
public blockchain. Correct. Uh, B2B means business to business. Okay.
Business.
Some
Yeah.
other
Basically, that is the main reason. Business to business means why do one make public? Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. And then the other reasons are basically like, for example, I am developing contracts, and I want to test. I want to test how it performs on, let's say, 10 nodes or 15 nodes. With that, I can make 2 3 nodes, and just for testing of contracts, I can create my own private blockchain. Or else, let's say that there is a consortium. Let's say that. Within a company or within between companies, we want to create a private blockchain or consortium blockchain. That time we need to have a private blockchain configured for ourselves. Correct. So these are certain issues why we need a private blockchain. Okay. So the
And also
consideration.
data security purposes means we don't want something like showing SSN on the data mask issues. All those
SSN,
things too.
SSN as in, can
Means
you tell me?
if you are doing some kind of business transactions or something, okay. Yeah. So data security issues also as a regulatory purposes, we don't need to show it to the entire world, right?
Yeah. So, but then I'll tell you one thing, Bharat. The thing is that, like, let's say that you have a social security number, or let's say you have private data, or whatever it is.
Okay.
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 So,
Mm-hmm.
so what you can basically do is that you can encrypt it and commit it into a blockchain anytime. First of all, the data will be in bits and bytes on the blockchain. Okay.
Okay.
And the amount of energy required to reverse engineer the data is very much. Okay. Okay, even if you are able, you are ready to put the amount of effort and re-engineering. Re-engineering is nothing but obfuscating. So obfuscation means like I'll give you bits and bytes, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually a machine level code, right? So that's a machine level code. And if you are able
Okay.
to get back the contract I have written or the data I have stored, you know, that is called that particular code is called as non-obfuscation proof. Okay. So obfuscation is nothing but reverse engineering the bits and bytes I have given you. Okay. So amount of effort that actually goes into reverse engineer is only very costly, first of all. Okay. But okay, even if you're ready to put in that effort, if it's a private data, you can always encrypt that data and commit it to the blockchain. So in that way, data privacy will not be a big issue here. Because we did it actually. In my own personal experience, I have done it. So that is the reason why I'm trying to tell you. Hmm.
Okay.
But then still, you need to wait a lot of time for the transaction to get validated. Why do you need to even wait for 14 seconds? You know, and then attach some gas price to it and all these things. Why? Why? Because we don't need it. We don't need it to be B2C. See, if it is B2C, business to customer, you'll be using public blockchains like the internet. Correct. So for B2B, I'll be creating my own intranet, right? So it's like that. The comparison is like that: intranet and internet. Okay. And then Some of the considerations that we need to take while developing a private blockchain is that it should not have a public access, right? First of all, the thing is it should not have a public access. Okay, and the peers within the peers who are going to be added into the blockchain should be known entities. It shouldn't be unknown entities. So in public blockchain, what happens is if anyone has a get software, if anyone installs a get software, can become a node. Correct? Practically, technically speaking, if anyone has a get software, can become a node in the world. Right? So you need not have to be a known entity to become a part of the public blockchain. That's why it's called public. But in private blockchain, only the known entities will be given access to the network. Like they will become nodes within the network. Correct? The chain needs to be permission for that. Are you getting what I'm speaking, Ashok? Venkat?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then the thing is that while, when we are doing transactions between different businesses, we need not have to have any transaction fee as such. Correct? No need to have any transaction fee attached to it. Correct? We need not have to mine continuously. We can control the mining also. So all these advantages are there when you try to create a private blockchain for yourself. Okay. The blocks will only be found when the transactions come in. Instead of just mining vacant blocks. When the transactions come in, only we will be able to add blocks. So now let's see how are we going to create a so so now let's see that how we are going to create a private blockchain. Okay. So for every private blockchain, the first thing that we need to see is a genesis.json file. Okay. So genesis.json file actually configures your Genesis block. Like whenever you're creating a blockchain, uh, the configuration of the whole blockchain actually sits in the first block that is called as Genesis block. Okay. So, so, so like for example, if I'm giving get command and I'm trying to create my own blockchain, the first thing what I need to do is that I need to have a Genesis file. Okay. What this Genesis file does is it creates the first block. It creates the first block in your system or anywhere, wherever you want to be a node. What it does is first a Genesis block is required. For the Genesis block to be created, we need to have a genesis.json file. Okay. And genesis.json file actually has a configuration of your blockchain network of the blockchain that you're trying to create. So let's say that here I have created one genesis.json file. Okay. And here you can see that the chain ID I have given as 123. Okay. So this is the chain ID for the whole blockchain. You should remember this thing that whoever is becoming a part of the blockchain or any number of nodes you add or how many number of nodes you add, everyone's chain ID should be 123. If their chain ID is 123 only, then these two people will be on the same blockchain. Okay. You can say that this is an identity of the whole blockchain. Okay. Like
So
for
it's
example,
in a blockchain a hierarchy. So we discussed about putting in the transactions and all those things. 1, 2, 3 is the topmost level of the root of the blockchain, entire blockchain. From there, transaction is going to happen.
no, it's not like that. Like for example, network ID 1 was for live network, right? Network ID 3, network ID 3 was for what? Network ID 3 was for
Testing.
huh? Network for
Network
testing. So
testing.
in the same way, for my network, my ID is 123. Chain ID is nothing but network ID.
Okay.
So the network ID is basically specified in the first block. Okay, it will not be there in every block. The Genesis block will be having this configuration. That how this blockchain is gonna work. Okay, how this particular blockchain is gonna implement things as such, right? So the network ID is 123. That is arbitrary. You can give any number you want. Okay. Next one is homestead block, EIP block, and EIP 1588 and 155 block. So what happens is that there were certain improvement procedures. Like EIP is nothing but Ethereum improvement proposals. Okay, Ethereum improvement proposals are actually given by anyone. Like even Bharat can give it, Harsha can give it. So it's an improvement proposals which people pitch into the Ethereum Foundation to improve the working of the blockchain. Okay. So, like for example, for improvement in EVM, let's say in Ethereum virtual machine, you want to do some improvement. There are certain issues which are happening, and someone has found a better way to do it. Better way to change the core level code. What they do is they raise an issue. Like we raise a ticket when you find a defect. You raise a ticket, right? You raise a ticket in your company or anywhere your laptop is gone. Your laptop, let's say, keyboard is not working. You raise a ticket. So in the same way, in Ethereum also, we have a window. We have a window called as Ethereum improvement proposals. Okay, any one of you can go and put in your own proposal. Number will not be given to you. Number will be given to you after it goes to certain amount of checks. Once certain amount of checks is over, one improvement proposal will be given. So in the same way, Ethereum improvement proposal 155 and Ethereum improvement 158. These two improvement proposals, you can have it in your block or you cannot have it in your block. So it is very important to add them to the genesis.json. And if you're giving it as 0, what it means is that you're not taking that improvement proposals. Okay. So for most of the private blockchains, we put these things as 0. Okay. So Homestead is also an upgrade. Homestead was also an upgrade. EIP 155 is also an upgrade. EIP 158 is also an upgrade. Okay. So we have put all these three as 0. Then if you come down, alloc is nothing but here you actually need to give an address. If you want, you can give an address. Allocate is nothing but allocate some amount of ethers to a particular address. So that we could have actually defined it in alloc, but we are not doing it because we'll manually create an account and mine ethers. So that is the reason why I haven't added it. Okay. Next thing is difficulty. Difficulty is nothing but the toughness to find the nonce. Like for example, if I'm mining, I have 2-3 nodes. To mine a block, we need to find the nonce, right? So the difficulty can be set here. The larger the number, it will be more difficult to find the nonce. Here it is only 20,000, so it wouldn't take much time to find the nonce. Okay. In the same way, gas limit is nothing but how much amount of gas a single block can accommodate. Okay. Gas limit is nothing but the amount of gas a single block can accommodate. Right, gas is nothing but how many. So for every transaction, we have certain gas being consumed, right? So the total amount of gas each block can have is called as gas limit. It is nothing but you can also say that in some way it is the amount of transactions that a single block can have. Yes, tell me.
Why do we need a gas here? See, it's a private blockchain, right? The private blockchain is all about we are not paying to anyone. Okay, it's a business to business transactions happening. We are not paying. We are not paying any kind of amount to anyone to the right.
No, but then the size of the block has to be specified. No? So basically in Ethereum, the size of the block is set by gas limit. Okay, so the amount of gas a block can accommodate. You can specify it as 100 also. It's not a big deal. Anyhow, after 14 seconds, new block is gonna form. It is not important to set this gas limit. But then, even if you see gas, you're just paying it in dummy ether. This is not real ethers. You're understanding, Bharat? So the gas which you will be even paying in this private blockchain will not be the real ethers that you use it in live network. These are the ethers that you will be actually mining it within yourself, and these will be dummy ethers. Like in test network, we had dummy ethers. In the same way, in private blockchain also, you will be having your own dummy ethers. So even if you pay gas, you're not losing any money. So gas limit has nothing to do with gas, or you need to pay gas, or you don't have to pay gas. It has nothing to do with it. It is a synonym of the block size. Okay, the block size of Ethereum is generally specified in gas. Okay, in real world, it is 5 lakh gas, which is almost equivalent to 2 kb of size. Okay, in our case, we are putting it as how much? 8,88,000. Yeah. So the block, so the thing is that it might be more than 2 kb. It will be some 3 kb. It's 2.5 kb. So it's a synonym of block size. It has nothing to do with the gas price that you are paying. You understand? So it's like the amount of transactions that a block can accommodate is actually specified in gas limit. So even in interview, when someone asks you a question, understand that gas limit is nothing but the size is nothing but the measure of transactions that can be accommodated in a block. So let's say that I did a addition transaction, I did make subtraction transaction, like again addition transaction. Let's say that the total gas was 600 and my block size is 500 gas. Let's say my gas limit of the block is 500 only, but my transactions are 600. Okay, then the last transaction will fail because the block is not able to accommodate it. It will accommodate that into the next block. You remember in Bitcoin we had this concept of 1 MB and 10 minutes. If 5 minutes is over and 1 MB is filled, the next transaction cannot be added into the block. So gas limit is nothing but, it's a synonym of the block size. Ashok, yes. Ashok?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, question.
No, I'm fine.
You understood what is gas limit? Can you tell me now what is gas limit is, Ashok?
Gas limit is nothing but it is we set the gas limit, right?
Okay, chalo, I'll explain 1 minute. Venkat, did you understand?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 1 minute, let me explain.
Size of okay.
Venkat, can you mute, please? Overall. Okay, so here you can see that I have put some transactions, okay? I have put some transactions, 1 minute. So if you can see here, here what is happening is, let's say that I have gas, okay? So transactions, let's say 3 transactions are there. First transaction consumed 300 gas, second transaction consumed 500 gas, the third transaction consumed 900 gas, okay? Now the total gas in this block is how much? 1700, okay? Total gas is 1700. This is just the total summation of the gas that has been spent by all the transactions, correct? Now, as we have the concept of block size in Bitcoin, here the block size is nothing but your gas limit. Okay. Now I can set the gas limit of any block. I can set the gas limit to 2000, let's say. So here it's again the same, it's the same thing. See, block size is nothing but gas limit, and I've set the gas limit to 2000. So what is there? I can accommodate more transactions of more 300 gas, right? So
Up to
this is
up
what
to 2000 you can
huh?
up to 2000 only you can set, right? That gas.
Yes, like in Bitcoin, we can put up to 1 MB. No, in Ethereum, we actually put the block size as gas. But why I used to say 2 KB block size is the amount of gas that Ethereum mainnet accommodates is almost all round about 2 KB. Okay, but actually it is gas limit, amount of gas that you can accommodate into a particular block. Same like size. Okay,
Yes, sir.
within 14 seconds. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what I was trying to explain. Bharat, did you understand this?
Yeah.
Ask
Yes, sir.
questions.
No. Okay. See, have gas limit, right? If here we are fixing, this It's a constant for all the transactions here, right? So,
It's not
but when
it's constant for blocks, not transactions. It's constant for blocks.
for blocks, constant for blocks.
Yes.
Okay, but when we were doing, okay, so when we were coding, each transaction addition can take some so and so this much gas, and multiplication or complex business logic will take much more gas. All those things, right? So for each and every operation, it's going to take means varies. Gas limit varies.
Correct.
Then
correct.
how it will fit here into the size of the transaction, block size?
Yes. So keep it more. No, I did not put it for 2000. I put it for how much? See, I put it for 8,88,000. So, so it will be easily accommodating a lot of transactions. So either a complex logic will go through, or the complex logic will fail and get into the next block. That is the thing. So complex logic, what you have said, let's say it's consuming 1 lakh gas. Okay. So if 1 lakh space is not there, it will not go in. It will go to the next block then. It won't go into this block. You understanding?
But that block also, it's a constant size, right?
Yes, that's also constant size. But my constant size is 8 lakh.
Okay. Okay. So it means that before at the time of initialize itself, we need to give the biggest whatever.
Correct, bigger number. Correct. Correct. But anyhow, 1 lakh gas no one eats. It will be round about 50,000 to 60,000 maximum that gas will go. Not more than that. So don't worry about it. So, but then specify this which I have specified. This is normally we specify it everywhere. Okay. So yeah, so we have now the thing is that once we have genesis.json, so what it has done, it has given the whole configuration of my blockchain. It has given the block size. It also set the difficulty to certain amount. So all these things should be written to the first block of any blockchain. So for example, today me and Ashok are having a private blockchain. Tomorrow Bharat wants to become, or let's say tomorrow Venkat wants to become. The Venkat again needs to take this genesis.json file, again write it to his first block, and then only he can synchronize. Got it? Got it? Yeah.
Just like
So
configuration file, right? It is
it's a
just like
configuration.
a configuration file.
Configuration. Yeah, and this whole data will be written to the first block.
This file should be everything will be same, right, for everyone.
If for
This
everyone this
file.
file will be correct. Everyone this file will be same. Yeah. Now
And
what
from
will
there again we need to use the get to get all the transaction everything.
yeah. So like so now the thing is that once I have genesis.json, I will initialize my first block in two different nodes. Okay. So first what I'm trying to do is that I'll do this command. Okay. What is this command? Let me paste it there and speak about it. So now under my private directory, I have genesis.json, correct? Now what I'm doing, see this command, get dash dash data dir node 1. I'm creating a folder called node 1, and in that I am initializing genesis.json. Okay. This command is initializing a block. You can see a Genesis block is being created. And the Genesis block will be created with reference to the genesis.json file. Okay. So it's using the genesis.json configuration to create a Genesis block. Okay. Now let me create it.
One quick question: how did you get this private directory? This one, Harsha?
I created a private. That's it. Like
Oh, that's
you can
it.
also create private. So this was
Okay,
earlier
just
for the previous class I had used it, but then you
okay.
can
So
also create.
go on to create one directory, and uh, we need to create a contract again there.
No, no
Tuple in
need to
it.
create contracts and no. Here no contracts are required. This is totally just get. It's only get. Just create any folder private, not in Solidity. Outside Solidity, create one private. I'll show it to you. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Should I create it one more? I'll do one thing. Leave this. Just leave this. I'll come out.
Yeah, yes.
Hmm. Okay. See, private. This also is there. Okay. I'll delete this. Okay, now
just test one something.
see, I created private now, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
I open this now. In this, I'll open my Visual Studio Code.
Okay.
Or else you people will also do parallel to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do.
Yeah, it's better if people do parallel to me. I've sent a text. Okay. Now come work to however I'm doing, do that one. Now what I did, you remember, no? I created a private folder. Okay. From there I opened Visual Studio Code. I sent you one text. See.
Okay. Open editor private outline and this one. So you just created JSON.
Create one file called genesis.json.
Okay. Yeah, private. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
We need to create one folder in that private, under private.
Yeah, under private, create one file like this here. Here, press here.
Okay.
New file, genesis.json.
Okay.
So one quick question, Harsha, this EVM, it's a private one, right? Everything is we are building on a private blockchains and everything is on EVM.
Correct. EVM is
So
everywhere.
everywhere, yeah, EVM, Ethereum virtual machine. Okay, no. So we are going to use it for developing our private blockchain. So if who may in support in case of any production issues or support or something, is there any any company, third party companies who build a platform and they support? How it works?
No, like Ethereum Foundation only directly take care of all these things. So they have their own GitHub page in which you can raise issues. And like it has such a big community that whatever issue you are facing now, it has already been resolved or something like that. So what you're asking basically, I'm not getting. So
No.
third part.
In a big data environment or something, okay. It's a big data in all the concepts and all those things. Okay, the code. Is developed by whatever what you call Hadoop file systems or all those things. Okay, is built by the Apache Foundation.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, and also something like Mapper and Cloudera. These guys they give the what you call platform, means environment or all those things. If any production issues or something, okay, these guys the softwares, everything is they use community softwares, free versions. Okay, but if we use right, so the environment, everything, if production support or any patches or any memory leaks or anything, okay, we call to Mapper. Okay, they come and they fix it because they charge for a production support. Even though it's Hadoop framework and everything is community developed.
Okay, correct. So yeah, this one, the same thing can be done here. Here we have Azure, we have AWS. Azure and AWS also give support to this private blockchain, Ethereum private blockchain.
So
So
they AWS on their
they
cloud,
have
right?
Azure cloud. They have, yes. But I like this. If you have in-house something for that, there is nothing support like that till now. You have to directly in your environment. You should have experts for yourself who can help you, or else there is nothing like that. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There is nothing like that actually. But the thing is that most of the issues there wouldn't be much issues you will be facing when you create a private blockchain and all, because see, once you create a private blockchain also, it is same as working as public blockchain. Just that you have changed your gas limit, and then you have only 3 nodes. There is no much difference. The virtual machine will be same. If there might be only connection errors, only connection, like you will not be able to connect properly, and all those errors you can directly find it on GitHub, Ethereum GitHub page. There only you can find all the issues.
Like
So I have
in big data environment, we have Mapper, Matter, Cloudera, Hortonworks, all those.
here we don't
These
have
are
here we don't have that in Ethereum. We don't have that.
okay.
Yeah. So did you create the genesis.json?
Yes.
Everyone, all 3 of you.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. So now the next step is
Asha, can you show me that folder, private folder? What are the folders is created in that backend?
only genesis.json is
Yes,
there.
yes. Okay, sir.
You also have this one only, no?
Solidity, private, I created in whatever. Okay. Private
Yes.
Genesis start. Yes.
You created within that thing.
Yeah, within whatever solidity, everything. But I created one more what do you call directory folder. I'm
Okay.
going from there.
Okay, fine. Now the
Because
next command.
everything in one place instead of multiple places where I can.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do one thing now that this is over. Now the next command is, next what I need to do is I need to create nodes now. Now I have a configuration for the blockchain, but now I need to start creating the nodes. Here at this example, we are creating 2 nodes. So first, let me initialize the first node. Not initial, I will not create an instance. I'm just creating the Genesis block. After creating the Genesis block, we will be creating the instance. Okay. So what I'll be doing is get dash data def
Okay.
node one. Okay. Dash data dash node1 dash init. Okay. Genesis Genesis.json. So this will be my first command. Okay. So this was the first command here. Yeah. Okay. It won't be dash. It will be just init. So what is happening here? Do you understand what's happening here? So what's happening here is that I'm creating a get data directory node1, okay, and there I'm writing my Genesis block, okay, by using the genesis.json file, okay. So just do this command, and see that node1 will be created.
So what we did is what do you call we created a data directory and where all the transactions blocks will be written into node1 and we initialize the topmost root blockchain is a 123.
Hmm.
Change it.
Yeah, both of you, are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
sure.
three of you. So did you get the folder node 1?
No, sure. Invalid Genesis file is coming error.
Uh-huh.
I'm
What is
good
the
with it.
did you copy it properly?
Oh, yes, sir. Sure.
Can you see it? Like for other people, you people are having any error? The other guys?
No, I'm good.
Yes,
Can you
Ashok.
just check once? You're also having an issue, Ashok.
Yes. Yes.
What is the issue?
1 second.
I don't have issue. It's created.
The other
Flag,
guys. Can you
flag
show me?
provided, flag provided but not defined.
What? Okay. One by one. Okay. Show your screen.
Is it visible, Ashok?
Yes, yes. Dash dash data dir you have to write. You have written dash data dir.
Same only, right? Get I dash dash data directory.
You have written dash data dir. Dash dash data dir, then space. Then space. After that, space.
Invalid command.
No, not after dash dash. After dash dash data dir, you need to use space. Get dash dash data dir. Yes. No, no, no.
No,
After that,
space, 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 space,
uh, uh,
space,
Space.
space, space.
space. Node one. No, not dash dash in it. It is only in it.
Space is there. Space is required.
Space,
Where?
space in it. Space in it. Space, space, space. After in it, space.
Okay. Yeah, it is created.
I think it would be the same issue for you also. I think, Venkat. Can you please check the syntax, or should I make you the presenter once?
Okay. Uh, no, sure.
Ashok, just expand that. Get. I have a question here.
Okay.
Venkat. Get. No. If you see the under node 1 directory, node 1 private, node 1 expand that get. No, expand get. Yes, get.
Okay. Okay.
Harsha, see, here we gave a node 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the data directory node 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I remember, we
Mm-hmm.
used to give the light, what you call the command, okay, light chain or whatever, right? When initially we used to get only one kind of, okay, whether it is a
Correct, correct.
fast or light mode or
Correct, correct,
yeah.
correct.
Why it created two? Now change
So
that
here,
entire one on light chain.
here only the Genesis block is written to, so the thing is that later you can configure your node as fast, or you can configure your node as light also, or full. But here what is happening is that we haven't created the instance of the node. The node is not live. Node only has the block, that's it. So what it has done is it has written the Genesis block to both the files, chain data as
Yes,
well as light chain data.
it's there in the both. I should
Yeah,
expand that. You'll see that
next chain data.
chain data and light data. It has got 0, 0.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that the get has not been instantiated. The node is not live. Only the block is there. Only the Genesis block is there. That's it. Okay. So it has written that to both the files. Later, when you're instantiating, you can instantiate it as a light client, or you can also instantiate it as a full client. Got it? What I'm trying to say.
Okay.
See, here only a Genesis block
So
is created. Yes.
okay, so in some it means to say, if I understand like this, if some other peer wants to join in my network, that peer can download entire full blocks or a light mode.
It can do both, but the thing is that when a new peer comes in, it again has to take the Genesis block. Okay, then after that it downloads. So it has nothing to do with this. What I'm trying to say is that
Okay.
it has just written chain data and light chain data such that if we want to instant, we haven't, my node is not live. That's what I'm trying to say. The node is not yet live.
Okay.
Only the Genesis block has been written. Okay, next we'll get our block to live. Or get this node will become alive when we'll make one more instance. I will show you that. Here just we have written the
Okay.
Genesis.
Okay.
Okay. Venkat, can you show me your screen? What is your issue? Invalid
This
Genesis file.
invalid Genesis file. Now it's working. Because I'm not saved that file, that's why maybe Genesis file.
Okay, maybe. Okay, good. Very
Once I
good.
save it. Yeah.
Good. Very good. Okay. Now the next command what we need to do is yeah, see, now I'm going to bring up my network. Okay. See, now I'm going to bring up my network. I'll explain you this command. Okay. What is this command? Copy. See, now what has happened here is you can see that I have written get dash data dir node 1 node discover network ID 123 console. Okay. So here what is happening is that no discover means that let's say that um, mm, there is some other get instance running, And then okay, so what node discover does is it does not let your node be uh, node be seen by others, so it cannot be discovered by others. So what happens here is that someone else cannot automatically discover me, or also may try to connect to me. Here, no dash dash node discover, what it does is it disables automatic discovery of my node and only enables manual addition of other nodes to the network. Okay. Dash dash node discovery disables automatic discovery of my node. That is, if some other node is there and they're searching for peers, it does not. It makes me, it puts me in a shell and no one else can see me. But by myself can pull someone into the shell. Okay, this command does that. Okay, just keep that in the mind that with this only manual addition of peers will be enabled. Okay, no automatic addition will be enabled. Like in public blockchain, I can directly become a node. In private blockchain, you cannot become. By giving no dash dash node discover, what happens is that you can only manually add peers, not automatically someone can connect to your network. Okay, and I also given the network ID 123 and I've written console. Console is nothing but, I can, the JavaScript, you remember the JavaScript files which I used to do with attach, you know, the same attach commands, I can do it from here. See, I have got welcome to JavaScript console. So now what has happened is now one get instance has been created. One get instance has been created and it is a full node. Then the network ID is 123, and here I have given console such that I can create an account. Let's say that now once my node is up, I can do personal dot new account. Okay. See, I got my own address. Now this is within a private blockchain. It has nothing to do with a public or anywhere. It's just my address. It's just my address in my private blockchain. Got it? So what I want you to do is, execute this command. You know, execute this command and get this one, the line number 3. Do you want to write or should I copy paste this?
Just it's okay for me.
It's better if you people write, you will get errors.
So joining of this private net blockchain is kind of a subscription
Yes.
invitation.
Yeah, invitation based only when you do no discover.
Okay.
Arsha, can you show me your Visual Studio Code screen?
This one.
Okay, I got a address of the account.
Very good.
I think now we need to go back to the get commands video session and we can understand what's going on. That's better.
Mhm.
Right, Arsha?
Yes, yes, yes.
So why we are doing all those get and while creating a new account, we did some kind of practice.
Arsha,
Yeah, tell me, Ashok.
after typing that no discover command, what we need to do?
You have to press enter, no?
What is that manifest? This one, Harsha.
Where is it?
In if you go to the folder structure, see the folder structure. Yes. Chain data or light chain data? Yeah, both. Chain data.
One minute.
Once we created this one, right? After creating account, we one manifest directory created.
1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'll do that.
Okay.
So for you people, at least it has executed. Just a minute. I'm 1 minute. I'm starting. So it's working at least for you all.
Arsha, it is showing this one. I didn't get the address number, Arsha.
Mm-hmm. Personal.new account, you did not get the address.
No.
Personal dot Arsha. New account.
Okay. So manifest, you are saying, no? Manifest 004.
Yeah.
I haven't explored this much actually. Bharat, I'll come back to you about this. Okay. Yeah.
So if you see light chain, there is a manifest 00.
And here in chain data, it is manifest 004. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check that and tell you. Okay. So Venkat, did you get this? Were you able to do this? Were you able to create the address? Venkat?
Once again, Arsha. Yeah, personal.
No. Database node 1, node discover, network ID 123. No.
Personal.
Why have you written this again? Okay, personal dot no space. There is no space here. Personal, don't use space.
Okay.
Personal object dot new account. No new account also no space. NEW A capital brackets curved brackets.
Okay.
Open close curved brackets. Curved.
Okay.
Curve. Function curve. You give function and the curved brackets. పొట్టలాగా ఉంటుంది చూడు పొట్టలాగా
No, once.
9 above 9 and above 0. That's
Yes. Okay.
Space. Enter.
What we need to give here?
Any password, whatever you remember, give that password.
Okay.
Good. Venkat,
Yeah, done, Arsha.
you got? You got?
Yeah, I got.
Very good. Chalo. Now next step is next year. This is also over. New account is also over. Now let us create our second node. Okay. Now let's create our second node. First node we have created and also instantiated, right? Now let's create our next node. Now let this terminal be like this only. Whatever terminal I have given here, let this be like this. Now go here and press plus, and here press plus. Okay, press plus. You'll get a new terminal and write this: get dash dash data dip node 2 init genesis.json. Now I'm writing the Genesis block to the second node. Okay.
Arsha, come again. What we will do?
Now what you do is we are here. No, we were here, right? In
Yes.
this. Now
Yes.
press plus, plus, plus,
Plus.
plus. Here plus is there. See my mouse. New terminal.
New terminal. Okay. Terminal. New terminal.
Here, plus. Press plus. You'll get one more terminal.
Okay.
So once you press that one more terminal, you'll get like this. See, new again Windows
Yes,
PowerShell.
sir.
There,
Yeah.
write this command. Write this command.
Okay, Arsha, got it.
Here, why we are not giving this one network ID 123?
Where? No, here we are just initializing the Genesis JSON. When we'll instantiate, we'll give. We are not instantiating it. We are just writing. See, next instance, this will come. Next, we are getting the node live. When we are giving the node live, then we give network ID.
We are creating another node, right? Node one already
Yeah,
created in that node.
in another node.
In that node one, we are just configuration file is created. Then again we are creating for node two.
Node 2, yes. Yes.
Same thing what we are did for node one, we are also doing for
Same thing.
node two.
Correct. Same thing. Yes. Yes. Are you done? Now again, node 2 folder has to be created.
Yes, it is created.
Bharat and Venkat.
Yeah.
Created node 2?
Yeah, Harsha.
Okay, you have a folder structure like me. Are you seeing something like this?
Yes, node one, node two.
Very good. Now the next step is, now I'm going to initialize it. Okay, now I'm going to initialize my second node. Okay. Now here, one thing what you need to remember is, See here. So basically, why have here again no discover and network ID is same, but why have given 30304? See, get by default has its own internal port. Okay, the internal port number of get is 30303. Okay, so one node is already running on 30303. Now, if by default I just say that dash data node 2 and I give network ID 123 and just console, there will be an error. Okay, because by default again get will take 30303 as its port number. So I have to explicitly specify the new port number for the second node. Okay, so now if
Okay.
you see, so that's the reason why I have given dash dash port 30304. Okay, so how can I tell you? So if you can go here, you can see when I created this instance here, I'll show you the 30304. Yeah, see. So here you can see that the IPC endpoint opened at 30303. This is for the
Hello.
first. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah. So if you see in the first instance, the port number is 30303. Okay. Now, if I give the same without by default, I'm giving it again take 303 and the error will come up. So that's the reason why I'm explicitly giving the port as 30304. Okay. I write this. I press enter. And I have instantiated the second access is denied. Error starting protocol stack access is denied. Yeah, sorry. Just one thing I forgot to add there. Yeah. So what happens is by default IPC is being used by one minute. So yeah, here I'll write it down. See, as I told, if I remember in my IPC and JSON RPC in that class, I told that IPC is inter-process call is enabled by default and RPC has to be enabled. Correct. So IPC is already being used by my first get instance. Okay. Now the second get instance also, if it tries to use the IPC, it gives an error. So that's the reason why I have to explicitly disable the IPC call. IPC call is nothing but inter-process call. Okay, I have to disable that. Yeah. So you can write this command now. It will work. Yeah. Hope you people are understanding something.
Mm,
Not getting it?
because we don't have anything in the JSON, right? That IPC.
No. IPC is an interprocess call. If you remember the class, I said JSON RPC and IPC interprocess call and JSON RPC call. So IPC call is already being used by the first get instance. Okay. And if you are using again the interprocess call from the second instance, it gives an error. Only one instance can use it. So that is the reason why I'm explicitly disabling the IPC in the second instance. So this is a second node which I'm creating, right? So that is the reason why I'm explicitly disabling it. So you just write this command. I'll just show you the command here. Write this command in the new terminal. Is it working for you, both of you?
One
Yeah,
second,
done.
I'm
Working?
0304.
Yeah, working, Ashok.
0304. Yeah.
Asha, flag not.
Dash port 30304 it should be. 1 minute. Venkat, what about you, Venkat?
Yeah, done, Ashok.
Working, huh? Good.
Yeah.
I can see your screen, Ashok. Show me the
Okay.
error.
Here, flag provided but not defined.
Oh, okay. Press up arrow on your keyboard. Wait. Okay, no. The other command. Paste the command which I sent.
Okay.
1 minute. Yeah, dash port. After port, give space. After port, give space.
Okay. Here. 1 second.
No, after port. And 30304. After second 3, you should give 30304.
3004.
304.
Okay.
Delete. Right, enter.
Okay.
Note 2. Dash data dir note 2.
Yes.
So that port should be continuous. It can be any port, right?
Yeah, it's better you pay continuous, no?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Now create a new account here. All three of you create a new account here also.
Can't we use the same account?
Hmm? No, no. How
Can't
can
we
you use
use
the
the
same
same?
account? That account is with that node. This account here in this node, you have to either import it or you have to create a new account.
Okay.
This is a new node, right?
Okay. So owner after new. Okay, got it. So one person, it means something like you are one peer, I am the one peer.
Yes, yes. Very good.
Yes.
And Bharat and Venkat,
Yeah, done, Master.
done, done, done. Okay, new account is also done. Now I'll share my screen. Yes. Now the next thing what we need to do is, okay. So next what we'll do in
Do
the
we need
node.
to save that account address?
No, not required. Just remember the password. That's it.
Okay, we'll get it with the add info.
See, now what I have done, this command is called admin.nodeinfo. If you remember, I spoke about this thing, I guess. Node info in my get
Yes.
class I showed it will give the node information of my particular node. Okay. So in that, what I need to do is that I need to go to the e node. Okay, e node. This thing is there, no? This whole thing is my identity. This whole thing is my identity. I can say that this e node is called my identity on the blockchain. Okay. So what I do is admin dot node admin dot e node. One minute.
No DE.
Yes. So this is my identity. Okay. This is the identity of my second node. Okay. This is the identity. So now what I'll do, I'll just copy this. I'll copy this. One minute. Let me copy this. I'll go to my first node. Okay. I'll just check admin dot peers dot length.
Okay.
So it will give 0. So there are no peers which are attached to it. Now what is happening? Two nodes are running, but two nodes have not synchronized. Two nodes are not connected to each other. Okay. So now how do I connect both of them? Now both nodes are initialized and have been instantiated. Both are running, correct? Now both have to be connected. You are getting? Uh,
Okay.
yes. Let me tell you. So let's say now we have node 1 here, node 2 here. Both are in the same machine, but they are not connected. Okay. The connection has not been established. Now I am trying to do the connection as admin dot add peer, and what I do is I just give my 1 minute. Oh, oh, oh. Now I give the node information which I copied of the second node here. Hmm. So what I'm doing, I'm adding the second pair to this. True, it has been added. Admin dot pairs dot see, one pair has been added. You're getting what I've done now? Okay. Chalo, let's go back. let's go back. Now, in your second instance, you just type admin dot nodeinfo dot enode. Type this command.
Can you check in admin dot nodeinfo dot ps here in a second node? No, ps
Here
line.
again I have to add that to here. Okay. For now, first do this. First do this. What I told admin dot nodeinfo dot enode. Just do that.
Okay, let me go to get to
In your second terminal, Bharat and Venkat and Ashok.
Done, Ashok.
Okay. So you got the enode, this thing. Copy
Yes,
this.
yeah,
Copy this
okay.
whole thing. Copy this whole thing. Go to the first terminal.
Okay.
Write this admin dot add peer and within the bracket paste that and close the bracket. Hmm? Ashok. Ashok. Hello, Ashok.
Yeah. Yes.
Ashok, am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm not Bharat. I'm telling Ashok. Bharat, were you able to add it?
Yeah. I added and I check in pierce length is 1.
One. Good. Good. And Venkat? Hello, Venkat. Hello.
I am doing, Ashok.
You're doing? Okay, complete. Hello, Ashok.
But Ashok, admin.ps.length, it's coming 0.
Okay. But this one was true. Admin dot add peer was true.
Yeah, yes, it is true.
Okay, it will take a bit of time sometimes, Venkat. It takes a bit of time to add. Don't worry about it. Check after some time it will come. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Here, let me check admin dot here. Here also one. Chalo. These two are connected now. Can you also check Bharat? Ashok, Venkat, can you check it from the second terminal? Venkat, check it from the second terminal.
Okay, Asha.
Ashok? Ashok,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
what happened?
Hello?
What happened? What happened?
Yeah, that admin.page.length is equals to 1. It shows.
You got very good, very good. So
Hello?
now we can
Is
see
it?
that we have created a private blockchain. Okay. Hmm? So this is how a blockchain is created. Now you can
But
create
we did not add it, right? We did. Okay, okay. From 1 to 2 we added. From 2 to 1 we did not add it.
but it got added automatically. Now it see for me in the second terminal only it got added. You check it in the second terminal also.
Yeah, I'm checking. So we don't need to add it once. So
We have added it here, no? So we don't have to add it.
yeah,
But
only one
sometimes,
side is enough.
yeah, but sometimes, Bharat, it might happen that you have to do it both sides. Sometimes it happens. I don't know why, but it happens. So these kind of
Second
issues.
terminal also it's showing 0, Asha.
The second terminal also 0. So Venkat, maybe it's taking a bit of time. Or else do
Okay.
one thing, Venkat. Do one thing now. Come to the first terminal.
Okay.
Now, what you do, admin dot node info dot enode. Take this one,
Okay.
and do that.
Means
Copy
the
the,
second terminal.
yeah, no, from the first terminal, take the enode information, the
Okay.
identity, and
Okay.
add it in second terminal.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Asha. One second.
Hmm. Hmm.
Again, it's showing 0 only.
Oh, okay. Try it some other time, Venkat. It will work, okay? It will work for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, today's class is this much only. We have created a private blockchain with 2 nodes. If you want to explore, create one more node, add that node, third node, fourth node, fifth node, how much ever you want. So this is how we create a private blockchain. Tomorrow we'll learn how to we'll migrate one contract onto the private blockchain. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so if you migrate on one, it will automatically reflect on the second one.
Yes, correct. Correct.
If you want to cancel this one, let it run.
Yeah, you can just close everything down and just close this Visual Studio Code. It will kill everything. Will be killed on its own.
Okay, learn it soon.
Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow we'll check it how to start. Okay. Chalo.
Okay,
Bye bye Ashok. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Bye bye Bharat.
Bye bye,
Bye
Asha.
bye.
Asha, could you please upload that